Yeah, I just love those background bantering, which you hear over and over again. Okay, so we just got the permission from Captain Aureus, so the next thing to do is go look over the crime scene. I don't actually think we got like anything proving we got permission, so I'm kind of wondering. Oh, there's a red X, and my attention is gone. So I'm kind of wondering how they will make sure we actually got permission, or I don't know, or we could have just gone there in the beginning and be like confident enough and like, yeah, sure, we got permission. Alright. Yeah, just was wondering, like, I did buy fire skill books, but I don't think I equipped them. Yeah, level 3, but I'm giving them all to Scarlett, cause, well, she's the only one who will be able to learn it. Burn my eyes. Sounds like a pleasant thing. Level 3, yeah, okay. That's it for now. What are you doing here with this ominous map? I mean, look at that map. That X is like a quarter of the map.
Source Hunter. A sight for sore eyes if ever there was one.
Oh, you. Yeah. We really have to learn to pickpocket. The things are all so expensive. I can't go to the map.
I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, the Legion could use your help as well. We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met with very little success.
With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
Lieutenant Selenia at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second-in-command, but rest assured I am a lot more kindly inclined towards source hunters than he is.
Well, that's not really hard. I'm happy to hear.
Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, have no intention of looking a gift horse in the mouth. And that is exactly what your presence in Cyseal is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest conviction.
That sounds like a good basis, so let's discuss the undead.
The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Cyseal after all. No longer do I feel that way, though. Too many of my soldiers have fallen. The dead must be put down without mercy, if we can.
That goose screaming in the background.
The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death.
Alright, just game things. I'd like to talk about some matters concerning the Legion.
I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you.
Okay, I can just talk again about the expeditions. Let's change the subject. I see you around. Okay. Oops. Alright, back to the crime scene. Oh, come on.
Did someone leave another door open?
A key and a chest. But interestingly, the chest is not locked. But that's like an invitation to steal. Yeah. I mean, you don't need a rogue for that. Ah! Or maybe you'd have to be a bit more perceptive. Esmeralda's back door. That's the Councillor's wife.
Snake, wing swarm. Brew 'em, spice 'em, stir and
No, we're going we're going to the crime scene. No distractions. But I have to admit, I'm kind of curious if you would accept the Fabulous Five, the snowball scheme, what would happen? Alright, I talked to your insufferable
Stop
Aureus.
right there. Until you've received the captain's permission to enter, this door doesn't exist. Got it?
Spoken to Aureus. Let me inside, please.
Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is
Oh.
he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz through the town's finest magical murder scene. Enjoy.
Magical murder scene sounds like fun. Ooh, there's a Starstone. Huh? You've unlocked a new room at your home. Let's look around first before going back. Let's just lie down. This is so exhausting. Oh, level 1. Can I pick you up? Yeah, come on. I mean, yeah, the weapon will break at some point. But we're not taking Madora with us after all, so... Bong. I wonder what the Legionaire here is thinking. Like, Aha, letter from the Duke of Farrell. Some shoes. And yeah, more unidentified stuff. Soon we can wear that. Alright, let's read the letter. Dearest Esme, your lips are red as emeralds. Your hair is black as birch. Your love is like cholesterol. And oh, my heart, it hurts. I want to hold you in my arms and stroke your little head. And all this would be easier if Councillor Jake were dead. Forever yours, the D of F. I think that's the worst love poem I've ever heard. Who's talking about cholesterol in a love poem? And red as emeralds, black as birch?
Poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
Who's writing about murder in a love poem? Okay. But hey, level up. Ah, so many talents. As a marksman I can pick one to avoid attack of opportunity. That one is the one you want. Hyperopia, which makes you farsighted, so your range attacks are precise at long distances, so how I usually would use an archer. But for that we need marksman 2, so let's just invest in that. And we're level 3, so we can learn additional skills, which is also nice. Here we go. But the other thing is, with that now we don't want to stand like really close to people we want to hit, but I think that's kinda intuitive, at least for me. Was just confused for a short second why Scarlett has less reputation than Roderick, but I think it's one of the traits here. Alright, what do we want for you? Know it all. Rages, error, yeah sure, error recovery. Now we can talk to each other. I hope it doesn't vanish. Zombie. Just shocked off. Light stepper. I don't know, maybe elemental affinity? In Original Sin 2 that was really powerful. But I mean here 1 AP is less worth than in Original Sin 2, so I don't know, maybe go for all skilled up for the time being. So we have more points to invest. And we can also learn our new things. Yeah, just begin by learning all of those. Yeah, I think I will just put the geomancing skills down here. And the fire ones up here. Yep. Alright, but you still got 4 points. That's a lot. Yeah, as I said, I don't think it's wise to have leadership on our wizard, who's more standing in the back. We don't need nasty deeds with craftsmanship. I would give the wizard we're going to recruit. Yeah, and at least I hope that I will be able to use more skills and less weapons. I will put one in bodybuilding and I think another one in pyrokinetic is a bit early, so maybe another one in geomancing, so I can learn adept skills there too. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities.
It's about who does the most work.
I suppose your example has inspired me to reach heights I never before envisioned.
There's no experience to be won from pestering me with vapid flattery.
Oh, Scarlett. Such a charming wizard. Okay, but I think that's actually it for here. Of course, we're gonna steal all the portraits and stuff. Do you say anything?
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investment.
Did I go upstairs? I did. I think this was also about getting a rogue. Rogue. Steely steel. Okay, yeah, I think it was the same for the cellar, wasn't it? Okay. So, we investigated. What's a wise step to do next? If it's not stealing. Maybe let's go to... We could go to the town hall first. Of course, I mean that's where he resided. Huh. Let's take everything we find. Do you remember us barging into the bathroom? But the Legionnaires seem to be, like, everywhere. Welcome to the town hall. Library upstairs. Oh, there's Maxine. It's the cat, the unthinkable Sam was talking about. The tavern cat.
Oh, golly gosh! One who flaunts the highways and byways of silly old Cyseal with the easy elegance of a puss with her tail in the air. I do declare such a sight is rather rare around here.
Oh, you. Great, now a cat is flirting with me.
But where are my manners? I am Maxine, and you must be one of those hunters one hears so much about. Charmed, I'm sure.
Tell me a bit more about yourself.
I'm the mayor's cat, don't you know? Born and raised on velvets and viands of most exquisite varieties. Maxine rhymes with queen, after all, and dearest. That is hardly a coincidence.
Okay. I wanted to talk about the Unsinkable Sam with you.
Oh, he's a darling old Tom, isn't he? Paws over tails in love with me, and who can blame him? The feeling's, well, it's rather mutual, actually. But that pet of a puss simply doesn't have a penny to his name.
You are a cat. Do you have a penny to your name?
At the risk of sounding as shallow as a spaniel, I can't but admit my love does not come unconditionally. What if we were to have kittens, he and I? They'd jolly well starve, wouldn't they? With an alley cat for a papa? Oh dear Sam, he's such a good old bean. But he does rather reside at the bottom of the scratching pole, doesn't he? And dear me, one must have at least a mite of standards.
Totally understandable. I'd like to ask you some further questions.
But of course, darling. Be my guest.
Tell me about Cyseal. How does a cat see the city?
Oh, this quaint little town is a tad too parochial for one of my more urbane tastes. But one has to make do, hasn't one? The fresh sea air does go to great lengths to invigorate one's spirit, that much I'll admit. And it is rather jolly to watch the ships sail in laden with all kinds of exotic wares, full of the little treats the mayor likes to spoil me with. Darling man, he dotes on me so.
Such a posh cat. Don't you fear the undead?
Heavens forbid! No, fear is rather too strong a term there, Hunter dearest.
Annoyance?
The predator's instinct is a trait we share, you and I. And though those rancid ramblers may not be quite as easy to put to the claw as mice are, I assure you, they are just as easily outwitted.
Okay. Is it still a quest to hook the cats up? Apparently. So now we have to find, I don't know, some coin. Very important quest. Major Cyseal of Cyseal.
What? Oh, it's you! Come closer then. Closer? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you.
Oh, you can't see well, so I can steal? Tell me about yourself.
My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I'm
Oh, boy.
Cyseal, mayor of Cyseal, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Cyseal through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed.
Just to repeat it, it's Cecil and Cecilia of Cyseal. Great. I wonder if they looked for a partner having a similar name when courting. So, tell me about the issues in Cyseal.
What? Oh, you mean Cyseal? Very
What are
difficult
your
times
issues?
Indeed. As though the death of Jake and by source magic no less weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders.
I wonder what the orcs are trying to accomplish.
The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such, sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Cyseal. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon.
Oh, a relic, you say? About Jake's murder.
Jake? Murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself.
He's like the quirky D&D character.
Certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances.
I mean, a town, or I don't know, rather a village that small. I mean, we have a warehouse, and we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe 12 houses. Do they really need a council? Isn't then like half the city on the council?
Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrell was always a bit suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure.
Who exactly is this Duke of Ferrell guy?
An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his
and his
business
poetry
trips to Cyseal is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Councillor.
But I can't show him the poem, unfortunately. Tell me more about the undead in Cyseal.
What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Cyseal's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle.
You said something about a magic relic. That sounds rather interesting. Staff of Pergamon?
What of what now? Oh, you're speaking gibberish. Ah, you mean the Staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official.
Aha. Is that so?
Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me.
What exactly do you know about the staff itself? What can it do?
The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead.
Aha. Is that so? Tell me more about the merchant who sold you that.
His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Cyseal harbor.
Oh, I think we talked to him.
Talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind.
Can you maybe tell me a bit more about Rivellon's secrets? Sects. Aha.
Well, I
Same
do
difference.
believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics.
I think that's a different thing starting with S&E.
Ah, you see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, well, they...
That's hilarious. Just imagine you're like trying to solve a murder and you talk to the mayor and he's like, here you go.
Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Cyseal's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists.
Just very random thing to say, but I met your pet, Maxine.
Maxine? What in heaven's name are you? Oh, you mean the mongrel that's always skulking about the place. I spent months trying to teach that worthless hound how to fetch, and it sat through every lesson looking at me as if I were an idiot. Man's best friend, my eye. I've always been more fond of cats myself.
Wait. Can you tell me a bit more about your library?
That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in, exactly? Ah, the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Cyseal. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself.
So, sounds interesting.
Marvelous. Follow me then.
Cause you know, there's a chance to loot everything here. Yeah, just go.
I knew that dark-dealing old man dabbled in source. To the gallows, I say.
The gallows?
This
Well,
is
I've heard of such a thing, but I've never seen one myself. I don't think I care to either.
Oh, there's someone who came down. But hey, at least I got into the living quarters.